All right, so today we are diving deep into a really powerful idea: how to break free from all those invisible things that kind of hold you back. We're going to look at how to unplug from a system that seems designed to drain your energy, and more importantly, how to get your personal power back. Let's get into it.
So we're going to start with a pretty bold claim here. The idea is that the reality you see on your phone, on the news, it's not the full picture, not even close. Our source material calls it an absolute farce, basically a big illusion that's set up to keep you confused, distracted, and at the end of the day, pretty powerless.
So if modern society is just a big joke, then what's the punchline? Well, that's what this first section is all about. We're exploring how this whole setup can act like an invisible prison. It doesn't have iron bars. Nope. Instead, it goes after your most precious resources: your time, your energy, and your focus. Okay, so this slide gets right to the heart of it. It's a fundamental choice. Are you living at effect? That's when you're just reacting to everything. You're at the mercy of your boss, the news cycle, what other people think. Your energy just gets drained away. Or are you living at cause? That's a life of intention. You're the one calling the shots. You become the architect of your own reality.
So, how does the system keep you stuck at effect? Well, according to the source, it's through these 5 huge energy drains. You've got the typical 9 to 5, where you're just trading your precious time for money. Then there's the media and your social feeds, just pumping your mind full of distractions and negativity. Processed food and bad habits, yeah, they kill your physical energy. Then you have low vibration people, the ones who just want to gossip and complain. And even some hobbies that seem like you're relaxing, but they're actually just burning you out even more. Each one is like a little hole in your personal power tank.
And this is where the idea gets a little more provocative. What if all these energy drains aren't just random problems? What if they're actually symptoms of something more deliberate? Something our source calls an energy parasite. This is the force that supposedly feeds on all that life force the system drains from you. So our source material defines this as a parasitic consciousness. Now, we're not talking about some monster under the bed. It's described as a state of mind, one that's rooted in the ego. It thrives on delusion, it shrinks your awareness, and it basically feeds on your potential, keeping you just sleepwalking through your own life. Okay, and here's where things take a really sharp turn. We've been talking about a metaphorical parasite, a state of mind. But one of the documents we're looking at today proposes a much more direct and, yeah, pretty controversial theory. What if this whole battle for our energy isn't just in our heads? Now, just to be super clear, what you're seeing here is a theory from one of our sources, and we're just presenting it neutrally. It alleges that there's this deliberate effort to weaken human immunity through things we encounter every day: our water, air, food, and even vaccines. And the alleged goal of all this? To make the human body a better host for actual biological parasites. Again, this is a claim from the source material we are simply explaining here. So, faced with all these ideas, from the metaphorical to the very literal, what do you do? How do you actually fight back? How do you take back your energy and your sovereignty? Well, this next section lays out the roadmap, a process the sources called the awakening. Here's the game plan. It's 3 steps. First, you scan. You have to become a detective of your own energy. I mean, audit everything: what you're eating, who you're talking to, what you're watching, what fills you up, and what leaves you empty. Second, you reclaim. This is the tough part. You have to aggressively cut out the drains and start guarding your time and focus like your life depends on it. Then you start adding back things that actually recharge you. And third, you connect. This is about tapping into something bigger, a spiritual dimension, the source of real energy that's way beyond this physical system. This quote really nails what that connection is all about. This isn't about religion in the way you might think. It's about getting access to a higher level of awareness, a frequency of consciousness that's already inside you. Heaven, in this sense, isn't some place you go to. It's a state of being you can unlock right now. Okay, so you've done the work. You've scanned your life, you've reclaimed your energy, and you've connected to that higher source. So what? What's the payoff? What's the prize for all this effort? Let's take a look at the incredible transformation that can happen. The first thing you'll notice, and it happens fast, is this: your tolerance for nonsense just vanishes. All the drama, the negativity, the distractions, they just don't have anything to grab onto anymore. It's not even a conscious thing. Your internal frequency has literally changed, and that low energy junk just can't stick. And here's what that looks like in real terms.
All that energy you reclaimed, it turns into a massive surplus of focus and clarity. Instead of running on empty all the time, your tank is overflowing. This is the fuel you need to stop just reacting to life and start actually building the life you want, to finally become the architect. And this right here, this is the end game. Imagine your mind is quiet, so brilliant ideas can just flow in. Your energy is so expansive, you have more than enough to share. You start to feel this real happiness, just a gratitude for being alive. You stop that slow drain, and you start actually living. You're not a prisoner anymore. You're the architect. So that brings us to the final and maybe the most important question. This isn't just some theory to think about. This is a call to action for you. Looking at your own life right now, what is the single biggest thing that drains your energy? And what is one small step you can take to cut it out, starting today? The power really is in your hands.